What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to be about what if Naruto, what if yandere Tsunade fell in love with Naruto. So yeah, let's start the video. So if I make any of the people in this like personality change or body or whatever, just know it's for a reason. Smash the video. So yeah, don't blame me. My bad. And if I change the personality, whatever. Don't care. So we start this video off at the Nine Tails attack, and where Kushina was Tsunade's apprentice, and right now, along with right now she is looking at her student being stabbed by the Nine Tails. So she hears, Minato and Kushina's last words, where Kushina saying, "Tsunade, take care of Naruto, please." And that's when, it happened. Nine Tails gets sealed and all that. After that, not after that, Tsunade didn't know what to do. She just stared. She just stared at her student's dead body while holding baby Naruto. It then started raining as Naruto then started crying, which that's kind of snapped Tsunade out for shock, and she slowly looked down at baby Naruto. And then Hiruzen appeared behind her, chopped her in the back of the neck, knocking her out. This is when we go to the council room, and you hear a lot of arguing because one of them decided to, because they all are voting for basically Naruto to be killed, because Naruto so decided for me, and Hiruzen didn't tell them who his parents were. So Tsunade, like, just let you guys know, this is like, I'll say 2 weeks and, no, this is 3 days after the Nine Tails attack. 3 days after the Nine Tails attack, yeah, they're having the council meeting. So now you see Tsunade awake in the hospital because she was in a coma, only because, she was a bit traumatized by her student's death. But yeah, she got over it, and while she was sitting there in the hospital, she remembered one thing: Naruto. And something snapped in her, making her rush out of the hospital room and quickly go to where she sensed the Kyuubi's chakra, which was at the Hokage's tower. Many doctors as well as Shinobi did try and stop her, but it all fell in vain, seeing as how she was determined to get to Naruto no matter what. She then burst open the council room doors, making everyone in the council go silent. This is when one of the council members say, Tsunade-sama, why did you interrupt this council meeting?" Tsunade saying back, "Do you think I'll let you bastards kill him? Not in a chance." Oh yeah, no, it's a bit late in the video, but I might, maybe a little bit of it, maybe 18 plus, I don't really know. So yeah, back to the video. So she finished saying that, as everyone is is just now looking at her. This is when Hiruzen says, what do you suppose we so what do you suppose we do with him then, huh? Said Hiruzen. Then many of the council members say to kill him, and Donzo saying to take him under his rule, while Tsunade is glaring at all of them. And I mean all of them, even her teacher, Hiruzen. Then she says, shut up. She looks all of them with dead, emotionless eyes as she says, I have been through so much crap with this village. I'm done. So I'm taking Naruto with me, and that's final. I don't care if any of you need the Nine Tails. If you just wanna kill it. You don't need a Jinchuriki to protect the village. You got Shinobi to do it for you. So since you don't need a Jinchuriki, I'll be taking Naruto for myself. And then Donzo says, no, you can't do that, Tsunade. I clearly can, since no one here wants him. This is when one of the council members say, no, Tsunade, you cannot do that. This is coming from you. You're all voting to kill the kid. You barely even did anything. This is when they're all trying to stop Tsunade from leaving the village, as well as also trying to convince her to not take away Naruto. But it all goes upon deaf ear as Tsunade breaks the council table and says, shut the F up, because I'm not cursing. She says, shut the F up. I don't care what any of you say. If I want to take Naruto because not one of you don't want him, then I am. And if any of you got a problem with it, then you can bring it to me. I'll deal with it personally and permanently. As all of them go, as well as Hiruzen. So they just watch as Tsunade gets her apprentice Shizune and takes baby Naruto out of the village. Like I said, guys, if you want it to be a harem, I think I said this. If I didn't, then let me know. Don't care really. But if I did, then if you guys want it to be a harem, then yeah, it's going to be a harem. But if you do want it to be a harem, it's going to be a yandere harem. Yes, it's going to be a yandere harem, which is it kind of be a bit weird for Naruto and a bit difficult, but whatever. Let's just keep it like how it is now. So we now see Naruto. We do a time skip, and we now see a 3-year-old Naruto. Naruto is now currently playing as 3-year-old Naruto saw a butterfly and basically started chasing it around as he's in a garden. And he's being watched by Tsunade as they're basically far away from Leaf Village. I mean, far away. They're still in the land of fire, but they're far away from Leaf Village. And Tsunade is watching Naruto as she hears a knock on her door. This is when Tsunade yells out for Naruto to come back inside. As when she does, Naruto comes rushing back to her, and comes rushing back to her, and when he does get there, he says, "Ma," and Naruto, Naruto, in his child mind, thinks that Tsunade is his mom, but she isn't. But whatever. So yeah, back to the video. So Tsunade kind of smiled and laughed a bit at this because she knows that Naruto is a bit too young to fully understand that she isn't his biological mother. So yeah, she won't be explaining it to him really anytime soon. So Tsunade grabs Naruto's hand, and she picks Naruto up and walks to the door. Tsunade then opens the door a bit to see two people that she didn't want to see really ever again. Jiraiya and the third Hokage. The third Hokage, why? Is because he wants to see how Naruto was doing, and Jiraiya just wants to see, how his student son was doing. So, yeah. So now Tsunade is looking at them and says, "What do you two want?" with a cold, icy glare. As Jiraiya says, "Hey, Tsunade, I just wanted to come and see how you and the kid were doing, if you don't mind." Tsunade glares at him for like a second and says, "Fine, come in," as she rolls her eyes. Tsunade then Tsunade lets them in, and as soon as she does, she regrets it. Why? Is because they see Naruto in his room with the door slide a bit open. No, my bad. I was eating something and talking at the same time. My fault. So yeah, they see the slide door open a bit. They see Naruto playing with his toys, Japanese style. So they both kind of smile at this, and Tsunade makes some tea for her and her guest as she says, "So, what is it that you want?" Jiraiya then says what they were planning to do, because Hiruzen says what he wanted to do, not what Hiruzen wanted. So yeah, listen, Tsunade, it's just, I wanted to ask you something, well, a few things. One of those things is do you need help taking care of Naruto? No, says Tsunade, instantly replying. Are you sure? Yes. I've been raising him alone for 3 years now. I don't need any of you, says Tsunade. Jiraiya hugs and says, "Fine." And then to the Hokage Hiruzen. Listen, Tsunade, I've been thinking over this and talking with the council. Tsunade then scoffs as she says, the council, And what do you want? What do you and the council want? We want you and Naruto to come back to the village. For what? You don't think I know how Jinchurikis are treated? How they're shunned and hated? You really think that I'll let any of you get close to Naruto without trying to? You really think I'll let any of you to try and get close to Naruto without trying to protect him, at least even by myself, without Shizune? Says Tsunade. Listen, Tsunade, I know it's tough because you lost your student so long ago, but what, Jiraiya? We can help you. Help me with what? Raising Naruto? I said I'm fine. No, that's not what we mean, Tsunade. Tsunade then gets up from her chair and shouts, leave. And Jiraiya says back in return, but Tsunade, I said leave. You don't think I don't know what's going to happen for him to be brutally used, beaten, and shunned by everyone he knows, not able to make any friends or anyone that he wants to. He won't be able to be with anyone. He's going to be by himself, alone. You don't think I don't know this? Says Tsunade. And Jiraiya, as well as Hiruzen, knowing exactly what Tsunade is talking about, won't really say anything. Now leave. Hiruzen closes his eyes, gets up inside, and before he goes out and leave, he says, Tsunade, just think about it. It's the village that your grandfather founded, and we really do need the Nine Tails. I know that you care about Naruto very much, but listen, we really do need him. A war could break out between us and one of the great nations, and we won't have a Jinchuriki to stop him. And Naruto is too young to stop a war, especially by himself. So leave. Hiruzen sighs and leaves. Tsunade then glares at Jiraiya, and Jiraiya is now hiding behind a couch as he says, so, want to drink, Tsunade, or maybe go out on a date, maybe, as he laughs a bit. This gets Tsunade mad even more, as now she grabs her chair and was about to throw it over to Jiraiya, who she had thrown the couch over to another side, and she now is glaring down at Jiraiya, holding the chair up as she's about to throw it at him. Jiraiya, knowing he's about to be beaten brutally because of his actions, shows himself the best way he can, but he stops when he doesn't feel anything, but feels something on his nose. He peeks his eye out to see a blonde, blue-eyed baby that he knows is Naruto. As Naruto pokes his nose again and says, Boop, you're it. As Tsunade looks at Naruto and sees that he's smiling, so she puts the chair down and says to Jiraiya and an angry yet calm voice as she is taking on a dark aura. How she says, well, you're it, Jiraiya. Go play with him. As Naruto runs away out to the garden, as Jiraiya crawls away to follow Naruto, since Naruto said that he was it. Now we do a little time skip to a few minutes later, as you see Jiraiya on the floor of the backyard, huffing and puffing, as you see a baby Naruto, well, a 3-year-old baby Naruto on him, as he says, more, as Jiraiya is thinking to himself, how does this kid have so much energy? He's only a brat. Jiraiya, not knowing what to really do, looks at Tsunade as he has a look in his eyes that says, help me. As Tsunade, who was staring at them play the whole time, but was really staring at Naruto, says absolutely nothing. This is when Tsunade takes on a smirk and looks at Jiraiya with eyes of pure hate, saying, this is what you get. Tsunade then, hold on, Tsunade okay. Tsunade then looks at Jiraiya then looks at Naruto again, as she yells out to Naruto, go on Naruto, he wants to play even more. As Jiraiya gulps, as he knows that even though he has barely energy left, he's going to have to use chakra if he honestly wants to continue, but he doesn't know how long. Now we do another time skip to a few hours, as it is now noon, turning night, as Jiraiya has Naruto on his back, as Jiraiya then hits his knees and completely falls down on the floor. Jiraiya is now breathing very heavily, as Naruto is still yelling for more. Not in that type of way. I mean in a way that he wants Jiraiya to continue running, because the game that they were playing was Naruto was on Jiraiya's back, and Jiraiya was running around the small village that they lived in, that him and Tsunade lived in, and Tsunade as well. So yeah, they were doing that. Jiraiya then looks at the backyard, as Jiraiya then looks at Tsunade as Tsunade shrugs her shoulders, and Jiraiya then finally passes out because he ran out of chakra. Not fully, but yeah, you know what I mean. He ran out of chakra, so he passed out. Naruto checks on Jiraiya by poking him a bit. Then he looks at Tsunade as he kind of has tears in his eyes as he says, "Mama, something happened to Jaya." Cause Naruto is 3. You don't expect a full 3-year-old to pronounce a full-grown sentence. So yeah. So Tsunade, seeing that Naruto is about to cry, rushes up to Naruto, picks him up, kicks Jiraiya once, but makes sure Naruto doesn't see, and heads back inside, where she leaves a note and a bottle of sake saying leave. As Tsunade, Tsunade, we go to Naruto and Tsunade as Tsunade is carrying Naruto, and Tsunade is carrying Naruto as Naruto is now, hold on. Tsunade is carrying Naruto as he is crying a bit. Naruto then stops crying and yawns as Naruto is falling asleep. This is when Tsunade is about to bring Naruto into his crib, bed, I don't really know. But yeah, she's about to do that, and now that Naruto is, well, how can I put this? Now that Naruto is dead, now that Naruto is dead, she now does, wait, did I say dead? I meant to say, I was thinking about something else. I ain't gonna lie, now that Naruto is asleep, she's about to bring him into his bed or crib or whatever, and she noticed something. She noticed that there are now plants, well, not plants, more like flowers starting to grow out of the walls, and making Naruto's bedroom look kind of like a forest more than a bedroom. So Tsunade thinks that Naruto has wood style, but she thinks it kind of makes sense. Only a little bit of Naruto's genes are Senju, seeing as how the Senju clan and Uzumaki are cousin clans. So yeah, Tsunade then kisses Naruto on the forehead, which makes Naruto smile as she says to Naruto in a whisper, "I love you." This is when Tsunade walks out of Naruto's room and thinks on what she said, that she loved Naruto. She goes into her room and thinks more and more about it. Is it love for a child or more? This is when she realizes that she has romantic feelings for Naruto instead of how a mother would feel to her child. So, Tsunade, doing the smart yandere thing she does, starts to think in her mind on how much she loves Naruto. Now we do a little time skip after Tsunade, after everyone's fell asleep. We go to Jiraiya as he wakes up to see a bottle of sake and a note saying leave and that the door is locked. Jiraiya, not believing that the door was actually locked, tries to go in but realizes that the door really is locked. He tries to peek through the windows but sees that all the bedroom windows are, well, locked, and as well, you can't really see them. The bedroom windows are covered by blinds, and the only thing that you can see is the living room, which is now dark. Tsunade and Jiraiya, knowing that if he probably broke one of the windows, he won't just wake up Tsunade, but as well as Naruto, which will cause a problem. So he does the smart thing and leaves while drinking the bottle of sake. So yeah, we now do a bit of, you know what, hold on real quick. Okay, now we do a time skip to see Tsunade and this is basically the next day. Tsunade, sorry about that. Tsunade realizing Jiraiya finally left and Naruto still asleep. She basically brings Naruto, goes to Naruto's room, picks him up and brings him into her room for the sleep more. This is when a few more hours later, Tsunade wakes up to see Naruto gone, but she just thinks Naruto woke up, so she goes to look around for him. She goes and opens her door and yells out, "Naruto, where are you?" She gets no response. "Naruto." She gets no response again, getting kind of worried. She yells out again, "Naruto." Again, no response, as Tsunade is now fully worried on where Naruto is. Tsunade then goes to Shizune's room and sees Shizune still sleeping. She checks everywhere around Tsunade, around the house, scene, as well as all of Naruto's hiding spots when they play hide and go seek, as she can't find Naruto anywhere. This is when she noticed a note on a tree in their backyard, as she sees it's from Jiraiya and Taruzen, as they say, "Sorry, Tsunade, we need Naruto to protect the village. Sorry. It says, "Sorry, Tsunade, we need Naruto to protect the village, no matter what. So we took him from you. And we will be having Inuichi erasing anything Naruto knows about you. Again, we are sorry, but it has to be done. Tsunade, looking at the note, gets fully mad as Suzune finally wakes up as she hears stomping coming into the house that they live in. As she sees Tsunade, and she says, "What's wrong, Tsunade-sama? We're going back to Konoha immediately. So pack up everything and let's go." Tsunade says as she gets ready to go back to Konoha. A few weeks later, you see a angry Tsunade, which he looked like she hasn't slept in a few days, which she hasn't. She has slept, but only a few times. Most of the time, she was more worried about Naruto than really anything. So it's the dead of night. Well, not the dead of night. It is nighttime, but she is looking around for Naruto. This is when she sees. This is when she sees Ninja appear as they say, "Tsunade-sama, we have been informed by the third Hokage to." They couldn't finish the sentence as Tsunade smacks them, and as Tsunade smacks them into a nearby. Well, she just smacks them and they go rolling to who knows where. Tsunade then seeing where she is as she goes straight to the Hokage Tower. Tsunade goes there as soon as she gets there, she looks Hiruzen dead in the eyes, ignoring every one of the villagers, shinobi, and all that, as she goes to Hiruzen's desk and slams on his desk and looks him dead in the eyes, face to face, as she says, "Where is Naruto?" As Hiruzen is trying to keep a calm and composed look as he says, "I'm sorry, Tsunade, but I can't tell you. You better tell me or this village will know how it feels to never have a Hokage. Not just that, probably a council as well." As Hiruzen gulps but keeps his calm composure. Tsunade then scoffs as she goes out of the tower, as she is going to the inn where she has told Shizune to be at. Shizune is. We now go to Shizune as she is currently reading a book at the inn. As she feels a shiver going down her spine, feeling like something is about to go wrong. Back to Tsunade. Tsunade is now stalking her way back to the inn as she sees a bunch of, well, how can I say it? Banners and stuff around and all that stuff. Basically a huge party is going on how they defeated the Kyuubi. Well, even though it wasn't, the villagers that did it and the ninjas. But yeah, the celebrating the Kyuubi's defeat. This is when Tsunade hears something from an alleyway. As when she does, she goes to look to see. As we go to Naruto's POV, Naruto is now being beaten because it's his birthday and people think, he's the Nine Tails. So yeah, Naruto is being beaten as he normally does. As we go back to Tsunade. Tsunade is, oh yeah, just to let you know, Naruto is yelling out, help me and all that stuff, but no one is honestly listening. So yeah. Okay, I'm back. Naruto is now, Tsunade is hearing the boy yell out help until it finally rings in her ear on who this voice is coming from. Naruto. She then jumps up to a building to see what they're doing, to see Naruto being beaten. Tsunade gets even more mad as she jumps down and starts beating everyone. And I mean everyone. And Tsunade hails Naruto, and when she does, she runs back to the Hokage office. As when she gets there, she lays Naruto on the couch and says to Hiruzen in a loud but kind of quiet type of voice, since Naruto is passed out, as she yells out in a calm but kind of, like I said, calm but not so loud voice, as she yells out to Hiruzen, explain now. Hiruzen sighs and says this has been going on for a few days now. Ever since Naruto has returned, actually. And you've been letting this happen. Why? Says Tsunade. Because, Tsunade, there's not much I can do. You're the Hokage. There's much you can do. And if you make another excuse saying you don't have the time, then I'm going to be giving you some time. Hiruzen sighs and says, Tsunade, there's not much I can do. I already made a law that they can't talk about the Nine Tails. Then explain why has this been happening. There's not much I can do, Tsunade. Oh, yeah, that's because you're an idiot. Just keep giving me the same answer. And this is exactly why I brought him with me. Because of people like you. You don't care for him at all. You let yes word, because I'm not cursing until I'm able to. So yeah. So you let this let BS like this happen. He's a child. No child should go through this. Now explain to me, how many friends has he made since I've got here? None. Exactly. None. Not even one. But what have you been doing since I've got here? Working, Tsunade. That's it. And has any of that work done any good for Naruto? Now, where does he stay? He used to stay in an orphanage, but sadly, they kicked him out, and I've gave him a apartment in the red light district, where Naruto can be safely put. I was putting a child, giving him his own apartment, which he probably has to pay rent by you giving him money, and which is probably low as heck, but you guys know what I mean by heck. So yeah, giving him money so low that he can barely afford anything. I want to know, why did you take him from me? The note explained it, Tsunade. Oh, I read the note, but that doesn't explain this. Now does it, Haruzen? Tsunade, listen. No, I'm done listening. I'm taking him and we're leaving again. I can't allow that, Tsunade. The only thing I can let you do is let you stay here for at least a few days, and that's it. Few days. You expect me to let him be here, let alone under your care for a few days? Yes, and besides, doesn't remember you, Tsunade, at all. His memories of you are gone, and they're not returning. Tsunade sighs as she has a dead look in her eyes, as they look more dead than when her brother, her ex, and as well as Kushina died. She feels like half of her died as soon as the words that Naruto will never remember her again. So Tsunade does what she can do when she's depressed, and goes back to the inn and tells Tsunade that they're leaving, which they stay there for the night. Tsunade went to Naruto's room in the hospital, kissed him on the forehead, and said she loved him, and said her goodbyes. Jiraiya being outside the door, saying, "So, you really care about the kid that much, huh?" Tsunade punched Jiraiya right in the gut, and then gave him a uppercut, and said, "If you or anyone from this village ever come to me again, then I will show no resentment. I will kill every last one of you. Understand?" As Jiraiya understanding fully what she means, leaves. He leaves, and Tsunade leaves as well, for good, to what she thinks to never see Naruto again. Now, this is where I'm going to end off the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Or you can all like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Don't really care. Oh yeah, and if you guys want me to, let me know if you want me to make a Deku video instead of a Naruto one. Anyways, goodbye.